Next on BGSU Brain Game, it is Rossford versus Olentangy Berlin. I think we better get ready for a battle of some nimble neural ninjas. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game. It is Olentangy Berlin versus Rossford. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for Olentangy Berlin, led by Coach Bird. In slot number 1, we have Martin, a junior. In slot number 2, we have Matthew, a senior. And in slot number 3, Rahid, a junior. Now let's take a look at the starting lineup for Rossford, led by Coach Amborski. In slot number 1, we have Daniel, a senior. Slot number 2, we have Trevor, also a senior. And in slot number 3, another senior, Marissa. And that is the starting lineup for this episode of BGSU Brain Game. We're going to start things off as we always do with our toss-up round. In this round, there are 10 questions. They are worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for an incorrect answer, so you can play a little bit looser on your buzzers if you'd like. You may confer before buzzing in, not after, and you can, I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. Rossford, Olentangy Berlin, are you ready for the toss-up round? Starts right now. Which adjective that begins with the prefix OUT can be used synonymously with the word bizarre, or that would be Olentangy Berlin? Rahid.
Outrageous.
We will accept outrageous. When molten rock from a volcanic eruption reaches Earth, it is called lava. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Rahid.
Magma.
Magma. What is it called when it's inside the mantle of the Earth? It is indeed magma. Next question. When playwright author Arthur Miller wrote The Crucible, he intended it to be representative of the hunt for Communist political party members during the Second Red Scare in America's history. What noun designates such literary works that have 2 levels of meaning? That would be Rossford. Trevor.
Allegory.
Allegory is what we were looking for, and that's what we got. After a remarkable mission orbiting Saturn and returning photos to NASA scientists, this spacecraft disintegrated into the atmosphere over the ringed planet. That would be Rossford. Trevor.
Friendship 7.
Incorrect. Atmosphere of the ringed planet Saturn in September of 2017. What was the name of this amazing orbiter, Olentangy Berlin? You have an option to steal here. That would be Matthew.
Challenger.
Incorrect. Cassini is what we were looking for there. Both of them good efforts. Written in 1778, this set of 85 letters were signed Publius, the joint pseudonym of Alexander Hamilton and John Jay. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Matthew.
Federalist Papers.
Federalist Papers, what we're looking for there. Which Shawnee leader made the following statement? You are continually driving the red people from their land, when at last you will drive them into the Great Lake. He fought against the U.S. westward expansion by forming a tribal confederacy and allying with the British in the War of 1812. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Martin.
Powhatan.
Incorrect. Rossford, would you like to steal? That would be Trevor.
Tecumseh.
Tecumseh is indeed what we were looking for there. True flies, mosquitoes, gnats, and midges are part of the insect order called Diptera. With regard to the insect's body, what is the meaning of the term Diptera? Time. That would be 2 wings is what we were looking for there. We have a multiple choice question. Nicknamed the Queen City, this commercial hub in North Carolina is the second. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Martin.
Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes. Didn't even need to hear the multiple choice. On a line graph, which characteristic of the line can be described as the rate of change? That would be Olentangy Berlin. Rahid.
Slope.
Slope, yes indeed. Classify the following sentence as simple, compound, complex, or compound complex. If it rains today, the team will change its practice site to the gym. That would be Rossford. Trevor.
Complex.
Complex is correct. That is all 10 questions in this first round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Rossford currently at 30 points, and in the lead with 50 points is Olentangy Berlin, but we are just getting started. Our risk and reward round is coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. It is Rossford 30 points, Olentangy Berlin at 50 points. Looks like Olentangy Berlin has shuffled the deck of their lineup. Let's meet our new team members. In the slot number 1, we have Annabella. Slot number 2, we have Akil. And slot number 3, we have Ryan. Welcome to our new players. Rossford, you're sticking with your lineup from the last round. This is what's known as the risk and reward round. Both teams, you're going to receive the same 10 questions, or the option of 10 questions. First 9, they are 10 points apiece, no deduction for an incorrect answer. The 10th question is the risk and or reward question. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments based upon a topic that we give you. If you go for 15, you get 15 points, but if you get it wrong, you lose 15 points. That's right, it's a deduction for that. That's why they call it risk and reward. However, if you don't like the topic, you can simply pass. Take those 9 questions, put them in your pocket, head off to the next round. All right, Rossford, you are at 30 points. Olentangy Berlin, you are at 50. Olentangy Berlin, you will be sticking around. Rossford, off to isolation you go. All right, Olentangy Berlin, are you ready for your risk and reward round? Here we go. When a flower is fertilized, the ovule becomes the seed. What does the ovary become? That would be Akil.
The egg.
It does. Will we accept egg? We will not. It actually becomes the fruit. The fruit. Multiple choice. What is the name of Prince William and Kate Middleton's firstborn son? Is it A, Prince George, B, Prince Louis, or C, Prince Harry? That would be Annabella.
Prince Harry?
Incorrect. It's Prince George. Prince Harry is his brother. Complete the title of the novella by Rudyard Kipling about 2 British soldiers serving in India who resign from the army and decide to set themselves up as deities. The title would be The Man Who Would Be Blank. That would be Annabella.
God?
Incorrect. King. The man who would be king. Both military transports and animals use camouflage to blend into their surroundings as defense mechanisms. What is the correct spelling of the word camouflage? That would be Akil.
C-A-M-O-F-L-A-U-G-E.
Incorrect. C-A-M-O-U-F-L-A-G-E. What type of large structure built in honor of the main god of a city was found in each major city of the ancient Mesopotamian civilization? The correct answer begins with the letter Z. In time? No. Ziggurats is what we needed there. In 1804, near Fort Mandan, North Dakota, which wife of Toussaint Charbonneau met the Corps of Discovery and then helped guide them as an interpreter in their expedition to the Pacific Ocean? That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea is correct. In humans, this sense is most associated with memories and is scientifically defined as chemoreception. What is this sense present in both humans and animals that is facilitated by the olfactory organs? That will be Annabella.
Smell.
Smell is correct. True or false? The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. That would be Ryan.
False.
It's true. It's true. Believe it or not, it is true. The origination clause of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 7, mandates this kind of bill originates in the House. Time, revenue bills. Risk and reward time. The topic is scientific terms. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on scientific terms, or you can pass. Olentangy Berlin, what do you think?
Let's go for 30.
Going for 30 points on scientific terms. What is the scientific term for an organism that cannot manufacture its own food and must rely on complex organic substances for nutrition? That would be Annabella.
Heterotroph.
Correct. 30 points for Olentangy Berlin. That is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time for you to head off to isolation. And let's bring back in Rossford. Welcome back, Rossford. Are you ready for your risk and reward round? All right, here we go. When a flower is fertilized, the ovule becomes the seed. What does the ovary become? That would be Marissa.
The egg.
Incorrect. Fruit is what we were looking for there. Fruit. Multiple choice question. What is the name of Prince William and Kate Middleton's firstborn son? Is it A, Prince George, B, Prince Louis, or C, Prince Harry? That would be Trevor.
Prince George.
Correct. Prince George. Complete the title of the novella by Rudyard Kipling about two British soldiers serving in India who resign from the army and decide to set themselves up as deities. The title is The Man Who Would Be Blank. That would be Marissa.
King.
King is correct. Both military transports and animals use camouflage to blend into their surroundings as a defense mechanism. What is the correct spelling of the word camouflage? That would be Marissa.
Camouflage. Camouflage. C-H-A-M-O-F-L-A-G-U-E.
Incorrect. C-A-M-O-U-F-L-A-G-E. What type of large structure built in honor of the main god of a city was found in each major city of the ancient Mesopotamian civilization? The correct answer begins with the letter Z. That would be Marissa.
Ziggurat.
Correct. In 1804, near Fort Mandan, North Dakota, which wife of Toussaint Charbonneau met the Corps of Discovery and then helped guide them as an interpreter in their expedition to the Pacific Ocean? That would be Trevor.
Hernando Cortez.
Incorrect. Sacagawea is what we were looking for there. In humans, this sense is most associated with memories and is scientifically defined as chemoreception. What is this sense present in both humans and animals that is facilitated by the olfactory organs? That would be Trevor.
Smell.
Smell is correct. True or false? The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. Trevor.
We'll go with true.
Correct, it is. It is the unicorn. The origination clause of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 7, mandates that this kind of bill originates in the House. That would be Trevor.
An appropriation bill.
Correct indeed, or a revenue bill. Risk and reward time. The topic is scientific terms. You can risk up to 30 points in 5-point increments on scientific terms, or you can pass. What are you thinking, Rossford?
For 15? Sure. We'll take it for 15.
Taking it for 15 points, scientific terms. What is the scientific term for an organism that cannot manufacture its own food and must rely on complex organic substances for nutrition. That would be time. We were looking for heterotroph there, a heterotroph. All right, Rossford, that is the end of the risk and reward round for you. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in Olentangy Berlin. Welcome back from isolation. All right, let's see where our teams stand. Olentangy Berlin stands at 100 points. Rossford stands at 75 points. A very close competition indeed. Things are just getting started here. Coming up next is our category round where things start to happen fast. We have questions worth up to 30 points and deductions, well, they're going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. It is Rossford 75 and Olentangy Berlin is at 100 points. Looks like we have some substitutes for Olentangy Berlin. Looks like Akil has slid down to slot number 1. In slot number 2 is Ishan, and slot number 3 is Anna. Welcome to you. Rossford staying with your lineup from the last round. Welcome back to our new players and our returning players. This is the category round. That's where the power shifts a little bit to you, our teams. There are 6 categories to choose from. Inside each of those categories are questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But red alert, that's right. Deductions start now. So if you go for 15 points, you're actually risking 15 points. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can, I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. There is one double or nothing question hiding somewhere in there. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's double the points, no risk. Could be a game changer. All right, Rossford, since you're at 75 points, you get to make the first selection.
We'll go with begins with HE for 10.
Begins with HE for 10 points. Identify the following people, words, or places that begin with the letters H-E. If the correct response is the name of a person, his or her last or single name begins with H-E. City that became the state capital of Montana, and that would be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
Helena.
Helena is correct. Olentangy Berlin takes control.
We'll switch over to Famous John's for 15.
Famous John's for 15 points. I will give a description of a man whose given first name is John or Johnny. You identify his last name. First American to orbit Earth in 1960, that would be Rossford. Marissa.
Lennon?
Excuse me?
Glenn.
Well, I'm sorry, we can't. You said Lennon
Okay.
first. That was the first response. We have to take that. Olentangy Berlin has a chance to steal.
Glenn.
Glenn is correct. All right, Olentangy Berlin in control.
Famous John's for 20.
Famous John's for 20 points. American actor who starred in Pirates of the Caribbean. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp is correct. Olentangy Berlin in control.
Let's go for Famous John's for 25.
Famous John's for 25 points. Real name of the legendary Johnny Appleseed. Time, John Chapman. Olentangy Berlin in control.
Famous John's for 10.
Famous John's for 10 points. Former Beatles who was shot, and that will be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
John Lennon.
John Lennon, yes. Olentangy Berlin in control.
Begins with HE for 15.
Begins with HE for 15 points. An antonym of sick. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Healthy.
Healthy is what we were looking for there, yes. Olentangy Berlin still in control.
Let's go to begins with HE for 20.
Begins with HE for 20. Disease characterized by blood that does not clot properly. Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Hemophilia.
Hemophilia is correct.
Let's go to begins with HE for 25.
Begins with HE now for 25 points. These mammals are sometimes called a pincushion with legs. That would be Rossford. Trevor.
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog is correct. Rossford snatches back control.
We'll go for 30 for HE.
Begins with HE for 30 points. In Greek mythology, the god of fire and metalworking, that would be Rossford. Trevor.
Hephaestus.
Hephaestus is correct. Rossford in control and making a move.
We'll go with acronyms for 10.
Acronyms for 10 points. I will read an acronym and its association. You provide the meaning of the acronym. LMK, texting. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Let me know.
Let me know is correct. Olentangy Berlin back in control.
Let's go to the human body for 10.
Human body for 10 points. Identify each of the following associated with the human body. The pulmonary artery carries blood from the heart to, that would be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
Veins.
Incorrect. From the heart to capillaries in what organ? That would be Rossford, chance to steal. Time. Lung is what we needed there. Olentangy Berlin in control.
The human body for 15.
Human body for 15 points. Bodily system most closely associated with the alveoli. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Blood type.
Incorrect. Rossford, chance to steal. That would be Trevor.
Kidneys.
Incorrect. Respiratory system is what we were looking for there. Olentangy Berlin in control still.
Let's go to acronyms for 15.
Acronyms for 15 points. The acronym is HR, business, and that would be Rossford. Trevor.
Human resources.
Human resources is correct. Rossford now in control.
Economic terms for 15.
Economic terms for 15 points. Identify the term from the field of economics as defined. Meaning of the acronym GDP. That will be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
Gross domestic product.
Correct. Olentangy Berlin takes back control. Back and forth, back and forth.
Let's go back to economics terms for 25.
Economic terms now for 25 points. In economic terms, what does the acronym CPI stand for? That would be Rossford. Trevor.
Consumer price index.
Correct. Rossford snatches back control.
We'll go for human body for 25.
Human body, 25 points. These 4 small glands control the level of calcium in the blood. Time. Parathyroids is what we were looking for there. Olentangy Berlin in control.
Let's do acronyms for 20.
Acronyms now for 20 points. APB, law enforcement. Time. All points bulletin is what we needed there. Olentangy Berlin. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. A close competition indeed. Rossford 140 points. Olentangy Berlin 190 points. Looks like it's all going to come down to our brainstorm round, and it's coming up next, so stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Rossford 140, Olentangy Berlin 190 points. A battle of neural nimble ninjas indeed, or nimble neural ninjas. We have a substitute, looks like, for Olentangy Berlin. It is Annabella. How we doing in slot number 3? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Returning players, welcome back to you as well. This is it. All the marbles. It all comes down to the brainstorm round. That rhymed, didn't expect it to, but there it was. Okay, 20 points apiece per question, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, but no stealing. I repeat, no stealing in this round. It all comes down to this. Olentangy Berlin. Rossford, are you ready? Here we go. Miranda is a moon of what planet? Rossford. Trevor.
Jupiter.
Incorrect. Uranus. Next question. Its capital is Augusta. Name, that would be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
Maine.
Maine is correct. This Italian scientist invented the first useful barometer. Name him. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Fermi.
Incorrect. Evangelista Torricelli is what we needed there. What is a gooey duck? That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
A clam.
It is indeed a type of clam. What is the name given to rule by an inherited elite or noble class? That would be Rossford. Trevor.
Monarchy.
Incorrect. Aristocracy is what we needed there. What is a group of cells that all perform the same function called? That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Tissue.
Tissue is correct. A body's gravitational force is proportional to its what? That would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Mass.
It is indeed proportional to its mass. This element is added to table salt to help prevent, that would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Chlorine.
Incorrect. Thyroid condition called goiter. Iodine is what we needed there. This kind of cloud is characterized by thin, that would be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Cirrus.
Cirrus clouds is correct. What kind of rock is limestone? That would be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
Sedimentary.
Sedimentary is correct. What is the average of the following? 22 plus 34 plus 46. That would be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
34.
34 is correct. Leukemia is a cancer of what? That will be Olentangy Berlin. Akil.
Blood.
Blood is correct. How old must you be to be elected to the House of Representatives? That will be Rossford. Trevor.
19.
Incorrect. 25. Europa is a moon of what planet? That will be Rossford. Trevor.
Uranus.
Incorrect. Jupiter. What is the state nut of Alabama? That will be Olentangy Berlin. Ishan.
Oak.
Incorrect. The pecan. What are the two highest scoring letters in Scrabble? That will be Rossford. Trevor.
X and Z.
Close. Q and Z. That is the end of the round. Let's take a look at our score. Rossford, 40 points. Olentangy Berlin. Rossford didn't go down without a fight, but Olentangy Berlin is our winner. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come around, meet in the middle, shake hands. Now, before we end the show, everyone come on out. If you could all help me in a little song to our judge and wonderful partner in this endeavor, Karen. It is her birthday today. So everyone, please help me sing, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karen. Happy birthday to you. All right, round of applause for Karen. And we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.